You know the feeling. A rumor flashes across the internet. Someone coughs in a crowded room. A headline pops up on your phone that sounds way worse than it probably is. Before the facts even have a chance to show up, the fear has already gone viral. So let's get into it. Why does panic seem to outrun any pathogen? And why are we, as humans, kind of hardwired to spread fear faster than any disease ever could? It's a feeling we all know, right? That little knot in your stomach when uncertainty hits. These everyday things, they're the tiny sparks that can ignite a massive blaze of public anxiety. So, the big question we're going to unpack in this explainer is pretty simple. Why is fear just so incredibly contagious? All right, to really get a handle on mass panic, we have to go right back to the source. And you might be surprised to learn that it doesn't start with shouting or running. Nope. It starts quietly, with a simple lack of information. This is the absolute key to the whole thing. It's not the chaos that kicks off a panic, it's the not knowing. It's that vacuum of information. When we feel like we're in danger but we don't have clear answers, our brains just can't stand it. So what do? Well, our minds are designed for survival, which means they hate an information vacuum. When there's that gap between what we actually know and what our gut tells us we need to know, our brain doesn't just wait around. It immediately jumps in and fills that gap with the worst possible outcome. It's a defense mechanism, really. Better to overreact and be safe than to underreact and be sorry. Okay, so uncertainty is the trigger. But what's the actual biological hardware that turns that trigger into a full-blown physical response? Let's take a look at how our ancient programming is running in a very, very modern world. Deep inside your brain, there's this small, almond-shaped thing called the amygdala. Honestly, the best way to think about it is as your brain's own personal smoke detector. It's not there to be subtle or analytical. Its one and only job is to sound the alarm at the first hint of danger. And it happens in a flash. It's a lightning-fast chain reaction. First, your brain senses a potential threat. Could be a scary headline, could be a sudden noise. Instantly, the amygdala fires off its alarm. This kicks your body's fight or flight system into gear. Your heart rate jumps, your breathing gets shallow. And, this is crucial, at that exact moment, the logical part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, takes a back seat. Survival is now the only thing that matters. Now, this system was absolutely perfect for keeping our ancestors alive when they were faced with a real, physical predator in the bushes. But here's the catch. That same system can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a terrifying but totally unverified social media rumor. Our ancient alarm gets triggered way more often than it needs to in our modern world. And this is where it gets really interesting. This whole process isn't just about you as an individual. When the people around you look scared, your brain automatically assumes there must be a good reason. It's a powerful instinct called social mimicry. It's why ancient tribes would run first and ask questions later. It was just better to run with the group and be wrong than to stay behind and get eaten, right? So now, let's bring this into the world we live in today. If our ancient brain wiring is the spark, then our modern technology, and especially social media, is like pouring gasoline right on top. It takes our natural instincts and just amplifies them on a massive global scale. This is the fundamental problem. During a crisis, we all rush online for answers, but the system we find there isn't designed to give us calm, factual information. The algorithms that run our social media feeds are built to do one thing: maximize engagement. And guess what? Nothing grabs our attention quite like a strong emotion. Think about it. Posts that trigger fear or outrage or anxiety, they just get more clicks, more comments, and more shares. They spread like wildfire. Meanwhile, calm, fact-based posts often struggle to get any traction at all. This means the whole system is basically biased towards spreading the most emotionally charged stuff, whether it's accurate or not. And the speed is it's unbelievable. A single rumor can be tweeted, then shared to thousands of people, and then reach millions in under an hour. That's long, long before official sources or experts have even had a chance to get a response together. This is exactly why things like panic buying happen. People aren't reacting to a real shortage, they're reacting to the fear of a shortage that they see spreading everywhere online. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? In the digital world, speed can create its own reality. A piece of misinformation doesn't become truth because it was fact-checked. In the public's mind, it becomes truth simply because everyone saw it, everywhere, all at once. Now, I know this all sounds pretty grim, but here's the good news. Panic is not unstoppable. Now that we understand how it works, we can actually talk about the antidote. We can talk about shifting from being controlled by fear to actively fighting it. So this is the really important question, right? If our own instincts and our technology are constantly pushing us towards panic, what are the tools we can use to push back and, get some control? Let's just break it down. On one side, you have all the things that fuel panic: rumors, emotional escalation, and just pure raw instinct. But on the other side, you've got the tools for calm: clear, trusted information, people actually modeling calm behavior, and replacing that instinct with a genuine understanding of what's going on. So, what's the bottom line here? What are the big takeaways? First, the number one antidote to fear is information. Clear, consistent communication from sources you trust is the most powerful weapon we have against rumors. And second, remember this: just like fear, calm is also contagious. When even a few people in a group can stay grounded and rational, it gives everyone else permission to do the same. It creates a feedback loop of stability instead of one of panic. And I want to leave you with this final thought. A rumor is fast, it's cheap, and it travels light. Knowledge, on the other hand, is slower. It takes time to verify, to communicate clearly, and for people to understand it. But when it finally arrives, it has the weight and the power to stop a wildfire of panic right in its tracks. And understanding how fear works, well, that's the very first step to making sure knowledge, not instinct, wins the day.